One headphone to rule them all, or so they say. I have in my hand the world's clearest earbuds for phone calls, and it's time to find out whether or not that claim is true. Soundcore says their new Liberty 5 Pro noise-canceling headphones can make crystal clear calls anywhere. Alright, bet.
This is what the audio quality would sound like if I was making a phone call with the Liberty 5 Pros, made by my channel sponsor Soundcore. It's actually kind of insane. But with my headphones in, it decreases the noise of the lawnmower substantially for me, as well as I can have a normal conversation with the person at the other end of the line. They also are not as bothered by the mower.
No other headphone on the planet is as clear during phone calls as these Liberty 5 Pros. All thanks to 5 microphones inside of each earbud,
including a microphone that is a bone conduction microphone. The bone conduction microphone is there to isolate the vibrations from my vocal cords through the bones in my skull, so that the person on the receiving end of the phone call has clear audio.
It'll be interesting to see how it looks from the inside here in a few seconds.
It's not just about the microphones either. Soundcore is using the world's first neural network inside of an earbud. It is a compute-in-memory chip called SUS. I gotta watch out for the end of this blade. And I'm super glad that the people at the end of this call don't have to hear all of this noise.
The Liberty 5 Pros are definitely my favorite piece of technology so far this year, so much so that I'm going to give away 10 pairs here on YouTube and 10 pairs over on Instagram. Just let me know your favorite song down in the comments and make sure you're following me in both places. The Soundcore Liberty 5 Pros hold the Guinness Book of World Records for the clearest earbuds for calls, and now I believe it. But let's see how they work from the inside.
Soundcore has 2 versions of their Liberty 5 headphones, the Pros and the Pro Maxes. The headphones themselves are the same, it's just the boxes that hold them that are different. The Pro Max case that you see here has a 1.78-inch AMOLED touchscreen that can instantly translate over 100 languages, and uses its internal processor as a professional note-taker for your meetings. And at first glance, there does not appear to be an easy way inside of the Liberty 5 Pro Max case, but since we can't see the chip from the outside, inside we must go. The top half of the case with the screen is rather uneventful. The small display is very well glued in place, but only has a small thin ribbon cable flowing through the frame to the bottom half of the case, which is where I assume the rest of the action is. I'll use my jerry-rig knife to pop out the headphone cup from the outer enclosure. Don't try this at home. The earbuds themselves are IP55 water resistant, which means they are good against sweat and light rain, but I don't know if that rating also applies to the case itself since there's no adhesive holding the inner cup to the outer frame. With the headphone cup lifted up, interestingly enough, we can see that the Lego-style ribbon cables are glued into place, which is a good thing. This keeps the plugs from ever disconnecting while the headphones are tossed into a backpack or while they're bouncing around inside of a purse. With 2 screws removed from the motherboard and the display ribbon disconnected, the top half comes loose. You can see the magnets on the underside of the cups that help hold the headphones in place to charge. Speaking of charging, I'll remove 2 more screws that hold in the battery tray. Thumbs up for being modular. I'll disconnect 2 speaker wires and lift out the battery and the motherboard. This gives us access to the wireless charging coil at the bottom of the box. This can wirelessly charge off the back of an iPhone or Samsung, and that charge flows through the motherboard into the 690 mAh battery. The charging case gives the headphones an additional 21.5 hours of battery life. The headphones last 6.5 hours with active noise cancelling enabled. We'll find that battery here in a second, and if you're doing the math along with us at home, that's a grand total of 28 hours of battery life. 5 minutes worth of charging gets you an extra 4 hours worth of playtime. And yeah, the motherboard inside the headphone case is cool, but the motherboard inside the headphones is even cooler. Especially since it contains the world's first large language in-bud AI processor called Thus. It's all sealed up extremely tight, but I've never met an electronic that I can't get inside. So I'll pop off the rubber fitment piece at the top. These come in multiple sizes since every ear is different. The rubber ear gel comes off the speaker next. And we can see the same waterproofing mesh over the opening that we see inside of flagship smartphones like iPhones and Androids. And then we roast the earbud like a little marshmallow to hopefully soften the adhesive holding both halves together. The heat gun is cranking at 1000 degrees Fahrenheit. That's about 500 degrees Celsius or 800 degrees Kelvin. We can see that Soundcore has again glued the Lego-style ribbon connectors to the tiny motherboard. This is a good thing for durability. I can still pop them off, but they can for sure handle some crazy abuse, which sometimes happens at the gym. With the speaker disconnected, we can grab the motherboard half, and we find the first of our 5 active noise-canceling microphones. We often see this same style of microphone inside of smartphones. It's just crazy to know that there are 4 more to be found in such a small amount of space. The chip we are most interested in finding is hidden here under the sparkly purple encapsulating resin. You can see "Thus AI" written on the chip if we hold it to the light just right. This guy uses an internal neural network to manage all 5 of those microphones instantly, giving the headphone itself the ability to monitor noise-canceling frequencies at 384,000 times per second, and completing voice commands in less than a second, since those voice commands don't need to be sent off to be calculated on your phone or into the cloud. Each headphone has its own Thus chip inside of it, turning your head into an instantly silent sandwich. It's a rather beautiful piece of hardware. With the motherboard out, we find our second microphone. This is attached to the main board, as well as 2 spring-loaded contact pins which charge up the internal battery in the other half of the earbuds. The hardware is incredibly small. Now that we found 2 of the microphones, it's time to check the other half for the other 3, including that bone conduction microphone. The 2 metal pins are how the coin-style battery gets charged up. Lots of silicon in here to keep the liquid and sweat out from the internal hardware. The coin-style battery itself is 62 milliamp hours. As we dig deeper into the earbud, things get even more crazy. I'll slice the earbud open one more time to give us access to the backside of the speaker. In the middle layer, we find our third of the regular Soundwave microphones. He's glued in super tight, and it's extremely hard to get everything out in the open, but that's why we're here. The speaker is what comes out next. Interestingly, this guy has a wool paper diaphragm. You can see the fibers splayed across the paper. Wool paper diaphragms are often found in premium speakers, since it's lightweight and responsive, and gives a warm, smooth, highly detailed sound profile that's favored by those audiophile types that walk among us. Wool also helps absorb internal vibration and reduce distortion. There's our 4th audio microphone right up here near the tip, probably to verify back to the neural network that the anti-noise sound waves are functioning, and only the music or phone call audio that you want is entering your ear canal. It's acting like a little safety check. The last thing we need to find is that bone conduction microphone, which should be in this little black box here near the ambient light sensor. The ambient light sensor tells the speaker when the headphones are in your ear or not. This time around, the solid-state bone-conducting microphone is basically a really small accelerometer that records mechanical vibrations from your vocal cords that have passed through your skull. It turns the vibration frequency into an isolated audio channel that's clean from background noise. And whatever Soundcore is doing is obviously working, as we heard from the beginning of the video. Nobody else even comes close to Soundcore's noise-canceling ability. And there you have it. Personally, I'll probably stick with the Liberty 5 Pros myself, since I don't need the extra screen and I don't record a whole lot of meetings. The Liberty 5 Pros start at $169, and the Pro Maxes are $229. And Soundcore is so confident in the headphones that you can try them 30 days for free. Who does that? Nice work, Soundcore. The link is down in the description, and thanks a ton for watching. I'll see you around.